They told me you can't do that here, Beanie. It might sound good in one of your books, but this is a construction site. You can't build a learning environment here. But I didn't start with a touchy-feely feel-good program or some poster. It started with a shelf. One shelf, a few books, a marble, a cricket ball, and a football. That's how you build a learning environment. Not with noise, but with signals. Signals that say, we improve here and we think here. We actually give a about getting better together. Human beings don't just need motivation. They need a purpose, autonomy, and a shot at mastery. When you build that into your environment, your team will grow and they will improve. And what happens next is they start to own the change with you. You want to build your culture? Start with a shelf. You're watching and thinking, I've heard this all before. This is just another flavour of the month. Our job, our project, way too complicated, way too complex for this to work. You're exactly the person that I'm looking for. Skeptics, love them. There's a very good reason why. We're going to pull apart a video by Dr. Eli Galbraith in a minute and see why skeptics aren't the reason that 70% of change management fails. Not the reason that you think. Anyway, at least. It's not because they push back, they're negative. All the rest of it. Skeptics are a vital part of moving us from lowest probability and the slowest possible chance with the lowest probability of actually creating change to the fastest and the highest probability. They're an absolutely key part to this all. If you're a skeptic and you want to pull apart something that I've said this week, I'll do this every Sunday from here on in. That's your spot right beside me there. All you got to do is just above me, there's that little QR code there, right? Oh, look at that. Look how good Beanie's got that. Hit that QR code and shoot me through a message. Because what I'll do is, if you don't want to come on, that's fine. You can come on, or you can come on with no video on, whatever it is. You'll come into what's known as a green room in this software first. You won't just come straight in live. I'll have to bring you on. What happens is, I'll come on and pull apart what I'm saying. Show me what won't work. In fact, I'm going to have a look at exactly the numbers of skeptics that I need for the Snowy Hydro project. I don't want to wait until I get there to get this stuff in place. We're going to start building it. We already start building it inside school. Skeptics and a catalyst group. I've set up a whole category inside school, which I'm going to show you today. School's the interface that helps us make all of this work. Anyway, when you're ready to come on, hit me up. So, what we're going to do, I'm going to talk to my GPT first. Have a little bit of a conversation here. That's the QR code again. When you're ready to come on, look at that. Hit that. Damn me. Don't want to come on, you just want to shoot a question, just say, either say, I want a link, come on live, or hit me with a problem or a question. Hey Mox, you know the work, we're live on LinkedIn here, right? So you're under the pump, as usual. The work that I gave you before for Dr. Eli Galbraith on the skeptics, we're on doing the day 84 of 90, ORCA at the minute. We're going to play that clip. Dr. Eli Galbraith talks about the skeptics. What I want you to do is, for that project, we've done a lot of work on this so far. So a project that size, 4,500 people, he's talking about 25 skeptics. Is that number enough? I want you to give me your thinking behind it, how many skeptics we should be looking to and speaking to to get this quantity right, and I want to get them inside construction school, right? But what I also want to do is I want to start building the catalyst now. What I want to do is have all this prepped. You and I did some work on this the other day, and you're saying it's probably somewhere between 60 to 120 days before I'm going to grab someone's attention and actually get to site. I'm not going to sit there waiting for that, let that time go. We need to use this time. This time's invaluable at the moment. We need to start building the relationships. We need to start flushing out the skeptics, finding who they are, and also on the catalysts, which is if we go to Ryan Tierney's book, Lean Made Simple, and it says create one of the 12 steps there is create a lean leaders group. So the catalysts, and that's step 3, for want of a better term, are going to be the lean leaders. How many of those catalysts do I need in that group as well for impact across the project? Bearing in mind what our goal is that by Christmas time this year, Christmas Eve, everyone on the project has heard about or they're in site construction school. Because these guys are going to be the key drivers behind me winning the construction school games in Q3 of 2026. Can you do some number crunching and give me your thoughts behind what those numbers should look like? Let's see what our old mate GPT comes up with here. If you haven't been on before, I use AI as a wingman. Don't use it as a calculator. Don't use it as a spreadsheet. I use it as a strategic thought partner to crunch data behind the scenes for me and to pull in complex ideas and simplify them very, very, very quickly. Yep, for a 4,500 person snow hydro project, 25 skeptics is enough to pressure test the thinking, but it's not enough to create reach. Okay, Galbraith's evaluation team of skeptics is about truth testing, stopping self-deception, not broadcasting. How many skeptics is enough? Think 2 layers. Layer A, the evaluation team, truth test, 25 to 30 is plenty. So we need 25 to 30 for the evaluation team. Why? Once you've got representation across the real fault lines, you'll surface the failure modes fast. Delivery, construction, planning, controls, engineering, commercial, procurement, HSE, quality, plus we're 2 to 3, we've seen this movie before, veterans. Layer B, the skeptic network, reach plus legitimacy. For a job this size, you want 60 to 90 known skeptics in your orbit. So I need 60 to 90. Okay, I'll call them troublemakers as well. If you haven't, go back. That's the reason why the troublemaker coach, if you see me on other platforms, the troublemaker coach, there's a whole story behind that. I'm not going to go into it today, but it goes back to a guy called Muff that I worked with back in 2010. Won't tell the story today. Why are you not trying to convert everyone? You're trying to make it socially safe for the project to take a process seriously. That takes more than a single room. A good rule, truth test, 25 to 30. Legitimate spread, 60 to 90. So this one's called the truth test. It's this group here, 25 to 30. Then what are we calling the other? Legitimise, Legitimise, 60 to 90. How many catalysts, lean leaders for real impact? For impact at scale, you'll need a critical mass of doers who can run the cadence when you're not standing there. A strong operational ratio on big projects is 2 to 4% as catalysts, people who run the loop. 1 to 2% as hard skeptics, people who stress test the loop. We go back to this as well, in the afterburner advantage, what they actually call it is red team. Red team's job is, when the other team pulls a plan together, red team's job is to pull it apart and go, this is what's going to go wrong with your plan. There's a video that I did last year called on LinkedIn, Conflict Isn't Chaos. Actually want conflict. It's a healthy thing, when it's done right. It was my highest performing video. Actually did nearly 700,000 views on LinkedIn this time last year. I'll throw it up this week. It's actually the fuel that dries hot. We need radical candor. For 4,500 head count, catalysts, lean leaders group, 90 to 180 people. So catalysts, we need 90 to 180 people. Skeptics network, 45 to 90. Skeptics core evaluation, 25 to 30 of the above. If you want the simplest single target member, 150 catalysts, 75 skeptics. That's what we want. So we want 150 of these. And we want 75 these people here, skeptics. When have you ever seen an owner consultant? I hate that word. Terrible word. I like to do shit, not talk about it. When have you ever heard someone come on site and say, we're going to run a change management process, and what we need to do is flush out the way that we're going to mitigate this 70% of change management that fails is flush out the people who are going to tell us what won't work. When's that happened before? If you want simplest range, 150 catalysts, 75 skeptics, 25 as the evaluation crew. With 25 of the skeptics, 25 of those is the evaluation, which we'll learn about in a minute. Dr. Eli Gold is going to tell us. Quick, does this spread? Sandy check. You said 2/3 on site at any given time, about 3,000 on shift. If you build 150 catalysts, each one reliably influences just 20 people each, not followers, real behavioural influence. 150 by 20 equals 3,000 people. Yeah, I don't mind that. That's not a bad reasoning. That's why the catalyst number matters more than the content volume. How to use the next 60 to 120 days properly without waiting. Right, here's where we start to give it the business. Your job right now isn't selling the whole project. It is identifying skeptics. They'll show you what you'll break. Recruit catalysts. They make and run it without you. Create proof in the example area, so below shift. We can do that in school, I believe. And school becomes the interface that I spoke about earlier, where your operation and intelligence outputs get posted daily shared picture. ORCA lessons learned get yoke attend, spread laterally across the project. Catalysts and skeptics can challenge, refine and copy. Christmas Eve goal, everyone has heard about it, is realistic. Everyone is in school is only realistic if you hit the catalyst numbers above, and to make it the easiest place to get the daily picture plus the lessons learned. If you want, I'll turn the numbers into a simple 30, 60, 90 day recruitment scoreboard. How many skeptics to invite per week, how many catalysts on board per week, what each group's job is inside the process. No, I don't need your updates. I've got enough updates now. Yeah. All right. Do it. Show me what that looks like, please. That's going to give us some figures that we're going to need to start tracking. This is going to be tough. This is 10x thinking. This is not linear thinking. This is how you go exponential, like the EXO model that we talked about. Perfect. Let's build this like an operator scoreboard, not a marketing plan. We'll anchor everything to behavioural math, because snowy hydro scale problems aren't physics problems, not persuasion problems. Your constraint, estimated 4,500 people. Typical live population, 3,000. Time horizon, 10 months to Christmas Eve. Positioning vehicle, LinkedIn plus school interface. Strategic objective, ubiquity plus legitimacy pool. Actually, I should put that up too. If you think this wouldn't work on your project, don't comment, don't just comment as well. But damn me why if you're not comfortable to comment it. I need you in school too. I'm going to need help with this. School.com/Scrum. Whether you're a skeptic or catalyst. Get in there and let me know which one you are. We're solving for reach, social proof, internal spread mechanisms, self-reinforcing recruitment. Target structure, stable end state, catalysts, lean leaders, group doers, carriers of cadence, 150, skeptics, signal stress testers, legitimacy anchors. Core evaluation skeptics, high friction truth detectors. Why this works? Yeah, you've given us that. Recruitment logic, critical insight. You are not recruiting humans, you are recruiting roles inside a social system. Catalysts want leverage, tools, status, relief from chaos. Skeptics want coherence, intellectual honesty, and dislike bullshit. That's good, we don't like bullshit. Observers, irrelevant initially. Never broadcast, join school. Always recruit identity. You're acting like a catalyst, you're the type of skeptic this needs. Ooh, I like that. 30, not 60, 90 days. This is not a coloured timeline. This is a momentum. This is momentum phases. First 30 days, detection and seeding phases. Primary objective, identify and attract the right brains. 15 to 25 skeptics, 20 to 30 catalysts. Weekly cadence. Invite, trigger, 3 to 5 skeptics per week. Recruit 5 to 8 catalysts per week. Jesus Christ, that's a lot of work to do. LinkedIn Live, attention pattern recognition, language filter, how this will break, where does it fail, explicit challenge, attract skeptics naturally, no selling, kills skeptics' interest, catalyst trigger themes, who actually fixes drift on your site, when everyone waits for things to wobble, skeptic trigger themes, what part of this is wrong, why wouldn't this work, school role in phase 1, act as gravity well and proof of seriousness. Righto, so we have a 90-day plan there, which I've actually created inside school. Hey, what's school go? Inside school, there is the EXO Snowy Hydro category. So when you get there, to let me know that you're on the Snow Hydro project, actually get that little, put it next to, you'll get a profile, like mine, with your name and all the rest of it. Next to your name, put that little snow, if you will, please, just so I know who is doing what. Man, this is loaded. It's raining here on the coast. I wonder what rains on the coast. The internet's terrible. All right, so day 1 of the Snow Hydro series is there. I'm going to put all the videos that I do like this into this category here. And this is where I'm going to put that plan. I'll drop that plan in there later on. That will give us the 30, 60, 90 day targets to hit. I'm going to track them and we'll throw them up live to show how we're actually going. What we need to do right now is why skeptics. I'll let Dr. Eli Galrat start telling you why, and we're going to capture the key points that he says as we go. Get rid of this because we've got all that written there anyway. I'll get him to throw it into a school post. So, skeptics. Why do we want skeptics?
Let me stress it once again. Any implementation that is done in one function, no matter how good the results, it's still exposed.
So regardless of results, anything that we do well is still fragile. I've seen it on that when we did the project I talk about out of Callide. We went from 1,200 hours a day EV, took it up to, the best we did was 4,500 with the same people, averaged out above 2, and still no one even recognised what we actually did, or very few people actually recognised what we did, regardless, because the results don't matter. He'll tell you this in a minute.
Results do not talk. When results are clashing with the culture of the company, the culture wins.
That's an important point. Results don't count. Results clash with culture. Culture wins. Right, that's all well and good. How's the skeptic going to help us?
Some of you are under the impression that if you do it in your function and you will show startling results, then of course top management will adopt it and spread it everywhere. That's not the case. Results are not the thing that change the culture, amazingly. Now I hope that you understand more. Why do I claim that if you do want a real PUGI, a real process of ongoing improvement, if you want that the implementation will continue to grow, if you want that the implementation will not be killed by the culture, you must take the holistic approach. And taking the holistic approach means...
Holistic approach is what we have to take. That means we have to look at the project from a global perspective, not just one area. We need to know what the mission is. We need to know what the execs and the stakeholders all want. We need to know what operations need, safety, planning, engineering, what's everyone behind it need, and we need to know what the execution team needs as well. We can't just cater to one part of the project.
The strategy and the tactic of the company have to be devised in this way.
It keeps referring to the strategy and the company or the organisation. It works the exact same way in a project. We're trying to do the same thing. We're trying to build something, do something compressed, a tight time frame. We've got to get all these different layers moving in the same direction.
Now don't fool yourself. Strategy of a company is not devised and determined by middle management. Strategy of the company is devised and determined and led by top management.
That's why we have this up here, mission. The strategy of the project is driven by those guys up there. We have to make sure that we incorporate that.
Many of you think, I'm here, top management is there, they will never listen. That's not the case. Top management do listen, but they do not listen when you are coming and saying, I'm here, I've heard another beautiful flavor of the month. They're sick and tired of that by now. They also know that it takes years and years and years to implement the flavor of the month, and judging for the last 20 years, the results are there in general, but rarely justify the efforts. A team...
So that's what we're battling. I've seen the flavour of the month. I've seen all these things before. This is why it has to be so simple. For it to be a change, may change in weeks and not months. Has to be simplified down to a process like this. We still haven't spoken to our skeptics yet.
That can go back to top management and to say whether or not TOC is relevant to your company and to what extent. If you have any clout with any top manager, they will listen and they will put the evaluation team. The evaluation team should be composed out of people representing almost every function.
So we know every function to be involved in this.
And choose these people very carefully. Choose the biggest skeptics in the company. The people who are totally, utterly resisting another flavor of the month. People that once they say their opinion about this is good even though it's new, everybody says, you are saying such a thing? Do you know who?
Let that sink in. We want skeptics. When they say it's good, it's because they pull it apart. It's not another harebrained scheme. It's not another flavour of the month. It's not another, that won't work here, Beanie. You don't understand how complicated it is. When we got these guys on board, Then we've got this, guys on board here, stakeholders, our top management, our execs. Then we can move the needle.
These skeptics. These skeptics, by the way, when they make their opinion, it's very hard to change them again. And they're the one that people listen to. Get the biggest skeptics. If what we say is common sense, they will be influenced by that. They are not dumb. They have enormous amount of experience, and they also know how difficult it is to move a company. These are the people that you want in the evaluation team. Take a group that you know that is big enough and representative enough so top management cannot ignore them. Even if it's 25 people. If it's less than 5...
We're a bit bigger than that. I forget what our stats were. I think we wanted about 75. 20 of them, 5 of them in the evaluation team.
You have done nothing. Don't try to influence them. What you have to do is the following. Show them the tape that you've seen here and say, fellas, this looks strange.
This is why we get them into school. And we can see what we're doing. We start rolling this out, these catalysts, we'll start rolling this out immediately in their different areas. Start small with this. You can start with that, ORCA. All you're going to do to start with. Start running ORCA in your area.
We need all of you to evaluate whether or not it is really common sense, substantial and practical. And for our company, not for the steel company.
When someone like me tells you there's a... Alright, don't need to see any more from Beanie. Who do you know? I need them. I need those skeptics. Let's go back to our old mate, GPT. See his stats, which were, we need 15, 30 to 60, 45 to 70. So we need to end up, well, we've got 75 skeptics in total, which is our critical mass, and 150 catalysts. We need this by the third quarter of 2026. All right, catalysts, this is going to be your number one job, is running this ORCA process, which I'm going to run right now. Start with, it's hard work. Trying to convince people that this is worth doing. This is why you bring skeptics and you put them in construction school, so I can help you out with this. You can help me get on site, I'm going to help you out as well. Get the tension, help you step up to the next level, whatever it may be. Good, do it every day, without fail. I'm at day 84 of 90 today. I did that deliberately through the Christmas, New Year's period to create the environment where I would fail, where I wouldn't do it. I still managed to pull it off every day because I've done my reps. That's going to be your key job. Turn up every day. It is Sunday, the 15th of February 2026. This is day 84 of 90 and it is a new shift. Think this won't work on your project? DM or comment or scan the QR code up there. Damn it to me. Or if you know a skeptic, they should be connecting with on LinkedIn, or a catalyst. Catalyst or a skeptic. Who should I be talking to? In either of those two categories on Snowy Hydro. This is a home ORCA, ORCA. Yes, the daily live did happen today. No, there was no point at which I thought to myself, I'm not going to go live today. He's just collecting some data to make sure that I don't fall over, trip right before the end of the line and miss a day, because we haven't missed yet. Three from three. The must do tasks were completed. 3 from 3. State 1 objective. Today's objective was to get out there that I want skeptics coming on live on Sunday. It doesn't just have to be a Sunday, they come on live anytime they like, but we're going to particularly run Q&A for skeptics on Sunday. Yes, the objective was achieved. Causes. Behaviours already prepped the day before. Plan it the day before, is ready to execute. Some of this stuff I even do in my spare time. I just get a thought now and I use the AI wingman. I just sitting on my phone. Sometimes it's just in the car. Sometimes I'm just waiting somewhere, got a little bit of spare time on my hands, and I just put voice, a thought into my AI wingman and go, how can we use this? How do we do this? Constraints removed. I think we removed a big one today in the fact that we've realised the project, the Snow Hydro project, can be the driver behind getting this, hitting the school target, the Musogi, of winning the school games. Tying it all together. This has really caused me to focus, this ORCA process. To go focus down on the one project and one mission, one objective. The wording, the sequencing is all getting tighter every time I run one of these. It's getting better and better and better, and that is showing up in viewed minutes, which have increased dramatically. Prep prior day, continuous idea captured, live executed clean, decisions linked, Snow Hydro, school, Musogi, narrowed to one mission, constraints removed, fragmented focus, competing offers, wingman used, calendar branch. Tomorrow is a Monday, so it's a weekday. Actions for tomorrow: verify full kit, complete one Snow Hydro targeted outreach action, direct mail, email, intro requests must be direct. Done, not done. Run the daily live, run, not run. Daily execution, daily executions 3 from 3. No visual loop today. ORCA close, day 84 and 90. 6 days to go. Take it, use it, make it a great week. If you think this wouldn't work on your project, don't just comment, shoot me a DM as well. You would want to come on live if you consider yourself to be in either the Skeptic or the Catalyst. If you'd like to come to construction school, you can go via that link there, school.com, skool.com/scrum. Or DM me and I'll send you an invite. Speak soon. Executives, here's the truth. You're not supposed to know how to do everything. Your job's to find the who, the right person that can take the how and run with it. In their groundbreaking book, Who Not How, Dan Sullivan and Benjamin Hardy highlight a simple but transformative idea. Stop getting bogged down in the how. Instead, you ask, who can help me achieve this result faster? Now, here's a good bit. In construction school, there's an area called the Executive Lounge. And we don't talk about the who, we actually bring them into the other area of the construction school community, where we teach them the how. Whether it's building a lean culture, scaling agile teams, or mastering theory of constraint. We've got the people that you need to equip your team with what they need to execute at a world-class level. We tie this in with David Marquette's intent-based leadership, which empowers people to make decisions regardless of where they are in your organisation. Combine that with Cameron Herold's situational leadership, and now you're not just delegating, you're leading with clarity, alignment, and with purpose. When you focus on the who, and you let them master the how, your organisation doesn't just move faster, it thrives. I'm Benny, and I'm helping construction leaders align their teams, build culture, and leave a lasting legacy. Join me in Construction School's Executive Lounge and find your who that can build you.